everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cooking School, where I'm going to teach you all kinds of practical ways from canning to freezing to making meals. Today we are going to be making homemade butter, but this is farmhouse butter with a twist. What we need is some heavy whipping cream. Now, many times at your grocery store, you can have a sale on heavy whipping cream, just like this one. For $1.99, you can get this every once in a while on sale. And when you do, stock up, put them in the freezer until you're ready to make some homemade butter. Right now, butter is about $4.99 to $7.99 a pound in our area. For $1.99, I can make my own butter, and it's only takes minutes to make it. This is what it looks like in different varieties, but it is heavy whipping cream. You cannot use half and half. You cannot use anything other than heavy whipping cream. So what we're going to do is we have to let this set out until it's a little warmer, because if we try to do this when it's cold, it would take twice the length of time. So if you have your product like this that's a little bit on the warm side, you don't want it to be like terribly warm, but you don't want it to be ice cold. It will be so much quicker to make it into butter. Well, how do we make butter? Well, that's simple. We're going to take one of these and an electric mixer, and we're going to just mix it up until it turns into butter. But first, we have to go out into my garden and harvest some chives, because I am making some chive butter, and this is perfect for baked potatoes or any kind of dish that you need chives with. So a lot of the times I make baked potatoes, casseroles, things that garlic chives would be amazing with. So it is raining, we have to go out in the rain, and we have to harvest the chives. Then what we're going to do is, after the butter is made, I'm going to put them into these butter molds. So this is a butter mold that is designed for homemade butter. And this is what it looks like. It has a lid and it has a knife to level it off. And then we're going to stick it in the freezer for a few moments so it's nice and hard. Then I'm going to show you how we're going to wrap it. All of this is to show you and to teach you that you don't have to rely on the grocery store all the time for the high prices. If you see things like this on sale, now you know you can make butter with it. Also, at times, butter is on sale too. In previous years, I did videos canning butter. While I like the idea of canning butter, and it's okay for certain baked goods, I really don't like the texture of canned butter. So freezing for me is the best. Even though I have a really small freezer, there are certain foods that I designate just for freezing because it does save me so much money. All right, everyone, let's go out into the garden really quickly and harvest some of our garlic chives. The difference between chives and garlic chives is the garlic chive has a little bit of a different green stem to it, and it also has a much stronger smell and flavor. It smells like garlic. All right, I have my camera that is able to get wet. As you can see, we have rain now. We've actually had quite a bit of rain lately. I'm going to go out here and harvest the chives. Here are the chives. We're going to go ahead and cut these chives. Now, I do have a heavy-duty KitchenAid mixer, but that mixer I don't really care for. Two reasons. It's so heavy. Second, it doesn't have suction cups. This has suction cups, and this is not going anywhere when I'm mixing up this butter. So I really like this cheaper mixer, and I use it for when I make butter these days. Now, back in beginning of my channel, I used to use the KitchenAid, but the KitchenAid was just absolutely horrible for making butter, in my opinion, because the unit kept bouncing around. This is on these suction cups. It's almost impossible to move it. All right, so all that we're going to do is we're going to pour this. We're going to do one container at a time. The first 5 minutes, you do not need to cover the mixer. All right, at this point, now we have our butter curds. You can take a little bit of salt if you want, just a little bit. Make sure your hands are really clean, and you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna go like this, and you're gonna form it into a ball. Now this is the crucial, important thing that you need to do, the next step. This is the last step. You need to rinse this butter until the water comes out clear. So the butter needs to be rinsed. We're gonna go ahead and rinse this butter. I have to rinse it until the water comes clear. So we're just gonna rinse it for about 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Then I will add the chives to this. And now you have your butter. Now you can save the whey for making bread. My grandma used to save the whey for the barn cats. On the farm they had cats. So now we're just going to, like bread dough, we're just going to knead the chives in it. Now we're going to take our homemade butter with the chives in it and we're going to put it into the molds. So we're just going to take a little bit off each one. And now we're going to take our fingers first and just try to fit them into the molds as best as we possibly can. I'm not going to show the process again because I am making more, but I will show you what everything looks like when it's finished. And then I'll show you wrapping it. So this butter is going to look just like commercial butter when we're done, except for it has chives in it. So why go to all of this work when you could just go buy butter? Well, if you want to have herbs and things like that in it, or you want to learn the skills of making your own butter, this is why I make videos like this for all of you. Because you never know when you're going to find a deal on heavy whipping cream, and this way you know what to make with it. Just wrapping up this butter. Because I'm going to keep this in the freezer for longer than what normally you would, this is going to be my long-term butter, I'm actually going to wrap it twice. And then I'm going to store it into these glass jars in the freezer. This should last me about a year. Between the butter I already have and the butter that I just made today, I shouldn't have to buy butter for a year. You can use plastic bags for these, but just as a precautionary advice, butter will absorb anything in your refrigerator or freezer. In other words, it will absorb any kind of odor. Plus, I'm using the garlic chives. It really smells strong of garlic. I really don't want anything else in my freezer to have that smell. So putting them in these mason jars works amazing for me. I only have a small freezer, but I really do have some room in it now since I've been organizing my food pantry and my survival food. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to share with you again next week, Cooking School with Tessie. Bye, everybody. Hi everybody, this portion of the video is a product review, and this is foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try it. Today, right now, on this video, I don't have any foundation. I only have a little lipstick and eye makeup. I have no blush or foundation because we're going to have a before and after. So I will share with you in the description box this company's links. But let's see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like, and I did pick out the shade that I wanted, and I think all we have to do is put a little bit on our hands like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it looks like. And I'm just going to put a little bit right here, right here, right here, and right here. I'm going to turn off the camera, put it on, and then I'll show you the after. So this is what it looks like. And this is the after. I really like it because I've always had an issue with my makeup caking. And because I'm an older woman, it's really hard to have makeup that doesn't show every wrinkle and every line. I really like this because it's sheer, it's very thin, but it does have very good coverage. So I added the foundation and a little blush, and I'm absolutely happy with it. I think that it is going to do just exactly what I need it to do, and that is have a nice light coverage without having that full makeup cake look to it.